should the Niners cut Ronnie Bell? Second year on the team. They gave him 30 snaps, like 42% of the offensive snaps. They must have trusted him. He clearly knows the offense. He went to Michigan. He wants to be smart. Problem is when the ball goes to him, whether it's a pass or a punt, he tends to not catch it. He tends to drop it, and it's costing the 49ers. Should he be on the team?
I was extremely surprised he made the team, and I think he made the team because of his blocking and his toughness. If you watched him in the preseason, he was blocking the hell out of guys off the sideline, like just. But Kyle, I think Kyle focuses on that a little too much. Yes, blocking is important, particularly for your run game. But you need guys that can catch the ball. And we saw Ronnie Bell throughout the last 2 years in the preseason have issues catching the ball. He had 1 touchdown last year, and that was good. But if you looked at him in the preseason this year and you look at him in the preseason last year, he caused 2 interceptions last year. I believe one was off of Brock, one was off of Trey Lance, I believe. In the preseason where the ball hit him in the hands, flipped up in the air, interception. For whatever reason, Ronnie Bell needs to get on the Jordan Mason offseason workout plan and just stand in front of a jugs machine and catch it. I hate being mean.
Can he do that while he's on the practice squad, though?
Yes, he could. He needs to do that.
If they waived him today, would he get caught? Would he get picked up? I don't know.
No. Here's the thing. I mean, to answer your question, I was surprised he made the team, and yes, he should get cut. I hate to pick on young Ronnie Bell. I hope he works it out and gets on the jug machine and figures it out, but I would much have one of these young receivers that they do have on the practice squad, Marshall or Tariq Owens. Move those guys up. Give them an opportunity because they can actually catch the ball, which is the main job of a wide receiver. And I don't blame Ronnie Bell for that last night because he shouldn't have been in the game. Why do you have him over Cowing and Conley? That's a Kyle Shanahan decision that cost them the game. People can be mad at Ronnie Bell, but Ronnie Bell did what Ronnie Bell does, drops passes. We've all seen it. So why was he on the field? That's a Kyle Shanahan mistake. It wasn't Ronnie Bell's fault that Ronnie Bell went out and did what Ronnie Bell does.
Yeah, the 2 wide receivers on the practice squad are Terrace Marshall Jr. and Trent Taylor. Pick one of them.
Yeah.
Pick one of them. Or sign someone else.
Get Marshall. Yeah. Marshall's got the speed. Trey, I'm good on Taylor. He shouldn't be here either.
You can't be on the team. I'm sorry. Like, this is a football team. Like, you're not good enough at your job, and you cost him a victory. I don't think there's any reason to keep him. He was a 7th round pick. Not a lot of upside there. They're not overly invested in him. Got to go. And in this game, I mean, they could have used Cowing. They could have used Chris Conley. Either one. The fact that they were so stuck on Ronnie Bell is just disconcerting. Because, again, it's like, Kyle, this is your decision, man. We like your playbook. But do you know who your best players are on your team? Do you? Did you know that Jawan Jennings was better than Debo, or did you just learn that today? Did you know that Jacob Cowing is better than Ronnie Bell, or did you just learn that today? How come you learn these things when we learn these things? You're the head coach. You're at practice. You don't even open the practice up to the media. You should be the one. You're the guy with the eye, with the genius, and your dad watches too. Like, did you just learn now? It's not okay. And to me, with Kyle, it's like, what could ultimately get him fired is this stuff, like personnel management, general manager stuff. Like, you drafted Ricky Pearsall because you didn't understand that Jawan Jennings was more than a wide receiver 3. Like, they wrote that whole 3rd and Jawan thing is kind of patronizing. No, he's better than that. He's not a 3rd down receiver. He's a number 1 option.
Yeah.
You named him 3rd and Jawan.
I tell you what, though, I am looking forward to seeing Ricky Pearsall in 2 weeks. He's not going to play in this Patriots game, but from what I'm hearing, he has a good chance of playing in week 5, and they really need him to live up to the draft capital at 31 in order to justify that decision in general. So, yeah, man. Well, look at that segue. Ricky P. That's going to be a popular jersey in Northern California for other reasons.
Wait for
besides football.
Wait for it. I really wish I got the Jennings jersey, though. Can you imagine? That's a popular jersey right now, the Jennings jersey.
Yeah.
That would be one jersey you could wear around town with pride. But you'd have to dye your hair red. Sorry. That's the rules.
Right.
Jared Owen says it won't matter if they get CMC back CMC and company back. Purdy is going to be on IR by week 6 with how right tackle and center block. Whew. Easy Tino says Brandon Ayuk is slightly better than Brandon Lloyd, not worth $30 million of Denise York's money. The Yorks got lined up. Brandon Lloyd had a really good year with Mike Shanahan when I was in college.
He had hands, man.
He did have hands. I don't even think Ayuk.
He doesn't have those
Interesting comparison. Brandon
Yeah.
Lloyd. Brandon Lloyd had a year he had like 1,600 yards.
Yeah.
Hit that one year. Moon Man. Is that Mooney Ward? Moon Man, thank you for the super sticker. You know what the Rams did to Mooney Ward? That was smart. He was on the injury report with hamstring, right?
Mhm.
And a knee.
Yeah.
And he missed a practice. Well, with the game on the line, they matched him up against their fastest wide receiver. Like, smart.
Yeah, it was. And that's
Smart.
why I'm trying not to be too hard on Mooney Ward because he was a knee and a hamstring short in that game. Yeah.
And he played as opposed to Kittle. And I'm not saying Kittle could have, but Mooney played at less than 100% and didn't embarrass himself, but brought negative 10. I mean, had a bad play, had a bad game.
I would enjoy.
Lil Shanny says, call
Enjoy your
Belichick,
Mooney.
I'll beat his OC. That's funny. Josh Wyatt says, why was Ronnie Bell open the game's most important play? Because no one in the Rams viewed him as a deep threat. Kyle outsmarted himself again.
He really wasn't open, though. He was actually bracketed. He has a safety and a wide receiver on him. Brock Purdy threw it short, which actually helped. He threw it short so Bell could come back to it. In the corner, outran it. So he really wasn't wide open, actually.
Propa says every team thinks they have a top 10 receiver. No need to pay $30 million if it's not Jefferson, Tyreek, or Chase.
It's not
even if it's Tyreek or even if it's Chase. Like, is that? I don't know.
The Chiefs said peace out to Tyreek, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it seems to me you can pay for a wide receiver if you're going to go the Sam Darnold route. Like, you know what? We don't have a franchise quarterback, and we're going to try to make it work with a guy who's been passed over, someone who's a little bit cheaper. Fine. We're going to spend $10 million on our quarterback this year. Great. Then definitely keep Justin Jefferson. But if you feel you got that quarterback, like we got Josh Allen, then you got to trust him to make it work with younger receivers or less highly paid receivers because he's the truth. And like Brock Purdy just showed that he could do that yesterday. He did it with Juwan. He doesn't necessarily need to have $100 million around him on offense. That's a good sign.
Brock runs the off. If you have a receiver that can catch the ball and run Kyle's offense, that's all you need.
Yes. So maybe take the $30 million with Ayuk and the 24 with Brandon and put it onto your freaking defense or your offensive line. I'm just saying. It's a thought. It's a thought. Fish and chips. 2023 will go down in Niners history. Was Kyle Shanahan's chance? Yeah. Stingray HH5 says defense sucks. The middle is always open. Corey Soto says, I think what's wrong, Kyle, is he read some books Bosa recommended, all sorts of weird ideas. That was so funny. So it was like, someone said, so did Bosa recommend some books for you this offseason? It's like, well, I mean, I hadn't read in a while, so I asked him for recommendation. He gave me some, and they were like, so what did you read? And he was like, I don't remember what it was called. Who reads a book and then doesn't remember what it was? Like, you invested a week into that and you didn't even pick up the title?
He didn't.
I call BS.
He didn't read it.
He didn't read it. That was like when LeBron James had that book and he like opened it up to the first page to show that he had read it, but he didn't.